All right, today we are doing Chapter 2, Section 1 out of the Algebra 1 book. And our essential question is, how can you use an inequality to describe a real-life statement? All right, an inequality has a greater than or a less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. So instead of equal signs, you are going to be seeing symbols like this. That top one is less than or equal to. This one is greater than or equal to, less than, greater than. So on our first one, we're going to write each sentence as inequality. A number, W, minus 3.5 is less than or equal to -2. So kind of highlighted what is important here. So we've got a number, minus 3.5, less than or equal to -2. So our inequality is just going to be W minus 3.5 is less than or equal to -2. You say it exactly how it is written. All right, on B, the important things are highlighted, 3, and then is less than a number, n plus 5. So each important thing is highlighted. So those are what's going to represent each one. So there is going to be our final inequality. And on C, 0 is greater than or equal to twice a number plus x. So we're going to have 0, a greater than or equal to, and then twice a number plus x would just be 2x plus 1. And there is our inequality. Take a second, hit pause, try these two on your own. When you are done, hit pause and check your answer. When you see the word fewer, that would be a less than. At least twice a number. At least means that it can be equal to, but it needs to be at least, so it can be bigger as well. So that should be a greater than or equal to. All right, on this one, we want to tell whether a number is a solution. So we start with our inequality. We're going to take out that x, and we're going to put -4 in. And you get 4 is less than -3. Well, that's not the case. That's why there's a dash there. So that is not a solution. With an equation, you only have one solution. With an inequality, you can have multiple solutions, because if you were shading this on the number line, you'd have an infinite number of numbers shaded. So let's go ahead and try another one. -4.5 x, take out that x, put in -4. Remember, a negative times a negative is a positive, and 18 is greater than -21. So that -4 is a solution. All right, take a second, hit pause, try these 4 on your own. When you are ready to check your answer, hit the pause button again. The first one is yes. Number 3 is yes. Number 4 is no. Number 5 is yes. And number 6 is no. All right, we're going to start with some fun stuff. We're going to graph some inequalities. So they do it by testing a point. Is a number to the left a solution, -3? The way I always look at it is, if that variable comes first, that inequality is kind of pointing to what direction I need to be shading. So that needs to be shaded to the left. And because I've got that equal sign right there, it needs to be a solid closed dot right there. So here 2 is less than x. This is one of those scenarios where the x is on the right hand side. So if you chose something to the right of that or to the left of that, 0 is not a solution, but to the right of that, it is a solution. So I need to be shading to the right. And I'm going to use an open dot or an open circle this time because there's no line underneath. There's no greater than or equal to. So open dot if there's no line underneath. On C, we've got x is greater than 0. Well, it just has to be all numbers bigger than 0. And it's an open solution because 0 is not part of the solution. It starts at 0, but it's not x is greater than or equal to 0. X is greater than 0. So 0 is technically not part of the solution. All right. Take a second. Try these 4 on your own. Hit pause when you are ready to check your answers. Hit pause again. I'll give you a hint on number 10. You might need to take the square root of 36. Go for it. Number 7, open dot at -8, shaded to the right. Closed dot at 1.4, shaded to the left. Open dot at 1/2, shaded to the left. The square root of 36 is 6. Closed dot, shaded to the right. All right, on this one, the graphs show the highest restrictions, h in inches, for 2 rides at an amusement park. We want to write an inequality that represents the height restrictions of each ride. So for ride A, we've got a closed dot. That's what I noticed right away. That means that 48 is part of the solution. So we're going to have to use one of the inequalities that's got the equal sign with it. And we're shading to the right. That means that it's all numbers bigger than 48. On B, it's an open dot, and all the numbers point to the left, so all numbers less than 52 are part of the solution. So h has to be greater than 48 for ride A, greater than or equal to 48 for ride A, and h has to be less than 52 for ride B. All right, take a second, try this one on your own. When you are ready, hit the pause button and check your answer. The answer is x is greater than or equal to -6. The solution includes -6, and it's all numbers bigger. All right, here's kind of the core concept of everything that we've learned today. If I were taking notes, I'd probably pause for a second and make sure you understand all of these. If not, copy them down and study it a little bit further in depth. As always, there is Math Lab or iPass that you are welcome to come to. Hope you enjoyed.